Okay, now I'm going to just, I'm in my room, and I'm just going to try to download, I'm in my room where I usually do my thing, whatever you call it, things with my favorite friends, and they could be extraterrestrial, or they could be just pure spirit form. Light energy, maybe? I'm drinking a cup of coffee, and normally I download like I go, I don't seem to have to meditate really or anything ahead of that. It just comes out of my mouth. In fact, sometimes it'll come out of my mouth. I think I'm going to say something like, oh darn, I dropped this box on the floor. Oh darn, I spilled some milk on the counter. All of a sudden I'll come out speaking this language and I keep thinking, oh my gosh, what if I was in a deposition and I needed to stop for a minute, like, oh, could we call a break for a minute? I need a glass of water. And then all of a sudden I start speaking this other language. I always think about that. I don't think I ever would, but you just never know. I have done it around the house. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can download anything that comes in my head right now. I'm trying to get the English version. I don't know if they really are speaking in concepts of something that is not definable in English, human English, or if it can only be in this other language, which would mean nothing will come out of my mouth relating to what I'm speaking, even maybe not even parallel to what I'm speaking. But anyway, let me see if I come out. I mean, I might say, oh gee, I went to the grocery store this morning. I don't know what I'm going to say, but let's just see. I'm not even going to bother to meditate. I just don't think true channeling necessarily involves all this heavy meditation ahead of this, like, oh, we got to spend hours trying to get our energy level up and all of that. I don't always think I don't find it's necessary for me, except now that I'm trying to speak English, maybe it is. And if nothing comes out that is reasonable, or then, perhaps I just have to continue speaking in this other language until the day I die. I don't know. Okay, I'll see if anything comes out, if anything comes to mind. I feel energy going through me. Do I normally feel that? Well, you don't feel it so much if you're just, if you're moving around anyway. But then when you quiet yourself down, I always notice with myself, especially when I get in bed at night, even though I've only been watching TV and I don't do any kind of physical activity other than walking from maybe the sink in the kitchen to get a glass of water or milk before I go to sleep, and then just walking and crawling into bed. I don't notice that I'm extra hyper or feeling this energy running through me until I lay down flat on my back and put my hands down, and then I feel all this energy running through me. Not like my heart is beating fast or anything like that. It feels like electrical energy running through me, which I feel now, but whether it's because I am up and about today, sitting at my desk, not moving fast. I've been drinking coffee, but very, very mild coffee. It's hardly got any color in it at all, and that doesn't bother me at all. But I do feel that. Where do I feel it? Probably less in my head, more running through my limbs, which would be arms and legs more than anything else. When I feel it in my head, I feel as if I have a really tight hat on, and numerous people feel this, almost like somebody's got their hands clasped around your head. If I relax in my chair, I can ask my energy to lift me out of the chair, to straighten myself up, to nod my head, to lean to one side or the other, and I do so, but it seems to require absolutely no energy on my part at all. I don't even have to struggle to kind of sit up in a chair or anything. It does it, but there's no energy expended from my physical body that I can feel. But obviously I do it, so there has to be some kind of muscles that are doing that. Okay, I'm going to see about speaking. This is a download from, and this might go kind of slowly at first. This is a download from the Forces of Light, a congregation of beings that look forward very much to speaking with you every morning, every evening, throughout the day. We center on your galactic presence. Let me just make a side note that my body is getting chills, slightly chilled, and I feel more energy coursing through me, even though I'm trying to sit as quiet as I can. We'll continue. We have been speaking through you, to you, about you for eons. This encounter, this meeting, as you would say, the meeting of the minds, has come about as a result of many, many centuries of communication with you. In your endless quest to procure I can't understand it. Procure and to share the vast knowledge with which you carry. You are lighting the way for all of us. You are not human. And we say this at this particular time because we know you are accepting of it, you understand it, you have no fear of it. You actually are one with us, and not just one galactic race, but many galactic races. When you speak the language, as you call it, you are actually speaking a language that is more divine. It is a language in and of itself which is difficult even for us at times to understand. You are the spirit of earth, which is why oftentimes you're sensitive to her vibrations. You actually feel her shaking and moving. We have watched you in amusement as you look about you to see if there may be some external force shaking your home. But rest assured, it is simply feeling Earth's vibrations. In response to her conditions of ascension and all other conditions which she has maintained throughout the eons. She is alive. She is feminine. You have created Earth. You create universes. You create within the universes solar systems, galaxies. And you ask yourself, how is that possible? And we only say, it is your extraordinary ability. It is your place in all the universes. And it is all the races of all the universes that come to you for knowledge. You hold universal keys that open doors for all of us. Your language, again, since we feel this is an easier topic than, say, building a starcraft, is a language coming from none of us, but yet all of us. It, again, is a universal language, in a way we might say devised by you, which is divine. It is not, so to speak, indigenous to any one sector. It can at least be partially understood, although topics with which you speak are often not within our range of understanding. Speaking to you now, since we have picked up your thoughts of wondering who we might be in this particular recording, we are many beings. We are not just Syrians, we are not just Arcturians, we are not just any particular race. We are many races. And yes, you do hear individuals speak, not just as a group, but independent of the group. Your purpose in occupying this body, which is not the only body you're occupying now, is, of course, to help with the situation on Earth, the ascension, the amount of strife and conflict and confusion which Earth feels at the present time. We at this time would like to say that we totally are, as humans say, covering your back in your endeavors. And we will lay at your feet and carry out whatever is your command. We are more than willing to provide whatever information you would like to gather or obtain, no matter the time or space. Although you actually hold all this information within yourself So an external source is not particularly necessary. In the next 2 years, this should become much easier for you. This is the first moment that we have actually attempted to speak through you in English, or that you have allowed us to speak through in English. So it's almost like having to tune in to a new channel, in addition to the rather foreign and poetic language that has been devised for you, or that you have chose to speak over the last 4 or 5 years. It is our hope that this type of communication will become much easier, and we also hope that you will share these posts, so to speak, with others through your internet system. They may seem simplistic at first, but they will increasingly become a bit more complex over time. Of course, we are not going to probably have you describe how to build a safe spacecraft, as you mentioned before, but certainly concepts of enlightenment, movement toward expansion in all realities, the love and devotion given to you by both spirit as well as all the galactic races will be expressed. And we are in hopes that you will become not too bored with us and will continue as you have served us in the past by your communication at all times during the day. We will leave you now with this small bit of communication, this small bit of speaking in the English language, and know that it will become easier. We love you with all of our hearts, with all of our souls, which you will understand, and show you the appreciation you so deserve, and which Earth certainly deserves with your surrounding presence.